On the day I decided to walk the path of the Zodiac, a lone prophecy was made. Mortal, on the day you discover all of the constellations in the heavens, you will bring ruin to all of your accomplishments with your own hands. The truth remained veiled as countless years passed by, which is why I had believed I was already liberated from the fate I was burdened with.
What's with all these dims? What's going on here? I was just trying to catch some fresh air. But before I even realized, I got stuck here. I've been observing the situation develop while hiding here. And it seems the dimps are slowly overwhelming the crew. We can't just keep fending off the dimps that are crossing over. To end this, we have to take down their sandwalker. Looks like we have no other choice but to use this ballista. Want to lend a hand in turning the tables? Hey, you made it! I'm glad to see that you're unharmed. I couldn't find you after the crash, so I had no choice but to make my way over here alone. I hope you're not angry that I left you behind. Honestly, it was my first time firing off a ballista. I didn't expect things to turn out like that. I kind of just hoped for the best. There were dimps at the canyon? Huh, I didn't see any. Guess I got lucky. Oh, I did hear that you took down a notorious dimp named Soak. That's probably why Guard Captain Poshi was looking for you. Why don't you go pay him a visit?
The Sandwalker was attacked again? Those damn dimps. They've been causing nothing but trouble recently. I'm just sick and tired of them. If this keeps up, we're going to have problems keeping the Sandwalker in service. Wait, do you hear that? Just as expected. You said you took down Soak, right? Then you're partially responsible for this mess. If you don't understand, go talk to Lance on the second floor. He'll fill you in with the details. What's with the stupid look on your face? Things are just getting started. Get a hold of yourself.
A letter that Alto was holding? Let me take a look. According to this letter, the Wasteland Bandits have a secret deal they're carrying out soon. There's not much detail about it, but it says that the deal will take place at Sunrise Hill. From the looks of it, there's a good chance that a key figure of the Wasteland Bandits will be the Rune Hunter. Defeat the Wasteland Bandits at Sunrise Hill and find out what they're planning.
So, you want us to be the bait for this great mission of yours. That right?
The Archbishop desires partnership, not individual sacrifices. We are inviting you to join our cause.
That's a typical excuse to expect out of management. Easier for them to stab us in the back.
Sir Morris, we are fully aware of your concerns. That is why we promise to award you with the title of a bishop, regardless of the success of this mission.
Wow, such generosity. Not too sure about your work ethics, but I can tell that you're a real crowd pleaser.
What are you implying?
Wait, hold on a minute. I think we have a rat amongst us. Who could be peeping at our meeting so attentively? Ha!
I apologize, Archbishop. It was my incompetence that led me to trust a fool like him with such a crucial mission. But I have already prepared a backup plan. I assure you, there won't be any delays. I promise not to disappoint you this time.
Hurry up! Hurry up, fool! Don't touch me, you idiot! Here he comes! Chief Papaxo!
Get a grip on yourselves! We will no longer allow the humans to take advantage of us! The Wastelands is ours! All Dims will have to remember this. We don't need a Dim who can't even manage his own domain. I have decided to make an example of you. Execute him!
No! Paxo! Chief Paxo! Just give me another chance! Serves him right for flaunting.
No! How could a human...
You're here. Get in. I'll do the rowing. Take a seat and relax. You need some rest after working so hard. No worries. I'm just glad I finally have the chance to help you out. All right, let's get to Calicorda.
Thanks to your efforts against the Wasteland Bandits and the Dimps, Aphros Wastelands will remain safe for now. And the Sandwalkers will return to service soon as well. The waterway to Calicorda from Mallow Front was extremely long. And the air felt eerie throughout the entire trip due to all the corpses that were littered across the empty lots of the waterway. Calicorda is the bastion at the border between Aphros Wastelands and Bellatus, and every rune hunter heading to Bellatus has to go through it. Your true adventure as a rune hunter starts here.
Who goes there? Only authorized personnel are permitted to pass.
What's with all the ruckus?
These people came out from the blocked waterway.
Waterway? You mean the waterway connected to Mallow Front?
Yes, but we didn't receive word about guests arriving. Very suspicious.
It's definitely not normal, but it's fine. Release them. So, what brings you here, Rune Hunter? In short, the pagans are planning to take over Calicorda. But you don't know when they'll... What you just told me severely lacks plausibility. And all this talk about myths and advent of an evil god? Besides, it's not like we've seen any pagans around here. We're already occupied with dealing with the terrors from underground. You rune hunters are all the same. I can't trust people who blindly do anything for money. The gate to Bellatus can only be opened once Calicorda is stabilized. So why don't you help out a bit in the meantime? Why are you in such a rush? Pitiful being. Soon, history will be rewritten with the resurrection. March forward towards the new start, citizens of the new empire! Many followers have been sacrificed. Who dares to stand against us? You shall pay for this with your blood!
Wait! I am Lovia. And if you don't believe me, take a look at the... I just woke up one day to find myself trapped in here. The last thing I recall is embarking on the Bellatus expedition. I do not understand why I'm in prison here. This is absurd. How can a prince be treated like a mere prisoner? I must return to Trier as soon as possible, and hold Aphros responsible for this. I was told that someone is going to come for my aid soon. So please, Rune Hunter, do not tell anyone about what you heard here today. Once I return to the palace, I swear upon my name.
A prisoner mutated? It seems like the plague is spreading in the solitary area. Looks like we can't delay mobilizing the troops any further. If left alone, they're going to become a bigger threat than the Terrors. However, we must figure out where the pagans are coming from before we can deploy our troops. I need you to take... Rune hunters are good at gathering information, right? Go find out where the pagans are coming from.
You stopped the pagans flawlessly. That proves you're not a pagan. And as you can see, I'm no pagan either. It appears we don't have any business with each other. Let's part ways in peace. And by the way, the Terrors are attacking the castle walls at the moment. It seems like an emergency. You should hurry back up there.
The Terrors are gathering their forces and planning to crawl over the castle walls. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before the fortress... Let's take out the Terrors here first. I'm certain their leader will be nearby. We'll defeat the leader and advance to the castle walls.
Why are they overacting to digging up the ground a bit? Damn those Terrors!
Hurry! There's no time to waste. The Terrors are coming. We must hurry and go back. Wait. What? The ground is shaking!
Is this the Terra chieftain Glanus? You must be really skilled. I'm sorry, Rune Hunter, you are a hero of Calicorda. You are the one who saved Calicorda from certain... Let us return and declare our victory. You did well.
Calicorda is here!
It's all thanks to you, Rune Hunter.
Ha! Wait! Step aside. That rune hunter is a pagan spy.
What is it, Fred?
Captain, I saw this rune hunter talking with a pagan at Underground Waterway. I will provide you with the details later. What are you waiting for? Arrest this rune hunter and take them to prison now!
Why are things turning out like this? I was just looking around the shops at the plaza before I got dragged over here. That loaf of bread at the bakery looked really delicious. How can they treat the hero of Calicorda like this? It's a real shame. There must be a misunderstanding. Just wait here. Let me do something about it. I'm sure I can. Huh? I hear something from the other side of the wall. Watch out!
Saw the ruckus at the plaza. How could they frame a hero like you? The waterway behind me leads to the Sima Swamp of Bellatus. The path is like a maze, but I can guide you to the exit. There's no time to waste.
The news of your escape was immediately reported to Kristen. And the news of Prince Lovia disappearing clearly shook Kristen as well. You were able to safely escape from Calicorda thanks to a mysterious man who guided the way. You have no idea who he is and what he was doing there, but what's certain is that he saved your life. Sima Swamp, the place which lost its charm from the poison of the plague. You smiled bitterly thinking that you arrived at Bellatus somehow, despite becoming a wanted fugitive by the Aphros Knights.
Must be a rune hunter. There's no need for introductions, and they all ask the same question. Which way is Bellatus? Is that what you want to know as well? But let me give you some advice. It may be difficult to understand why I am saying this to you, but please, take a look at this. They are all rune hunters, just like you. But they ended up like this because of the plague spreading in Bellatus. You're still not going to turn back. There is a way to stay active around this area, as you can see. But I'm uncomfortable telling someone whom I just met. If you wish to learn the secret, defeat Karoka at the Shade Plains and Fropo at the Black.
I was really surprised by the news. From what I heard from the Simuses, the plague can eat... Wait, if you become a monster, my handsomeness will attract even more attention. Guess that's a win for me. I'm kidding. And he must be the one the Simuses call the... He doesn't seem like a bad person. I mean, he did help you get... I see. I got it. My name is Pan. I met my friend at Traum in Ortimus, and we've been journeying together ever since. One day, I found myself in a bed with amnesia. The only thing I remembered was my name, Pan. But that's also something I was told by the doctor. My friend here was the only person who offered to help during my hopeless, wandering days at Ortimus. Mentioning that, a lot of rune hunters gather at Balatus, and that rune hunters often hold lots of information, which could lead to a clue about my memories.
I understand the situation. That means it is a village of settlers who come from many places. So it would be ideal as a base, but it won't be easy to get there now. The plague-infected Romalda has grown. To influence the entire Romalda is too powerful to be defeated right now. So we must approach this problem one step. Could you take care of the Romalda branches inside the polluted? Told me about you, and you're just as skilled as he said. Do you have any injuries? I'm sure you have a lot of questions for me. Especially, how much do you know about the Balatus expedition? That the trauma... It's no understatement to say that the war began with the fight over Tria's throne. Tria is the nation with the most advanced culture amongst the 11 nations of Trom. But unlike its elegant appearance, the internal conflicts surrounding the heir to the throne were cutthroat and brutal. Tria was split into two factions that fought over who would become the heir to the throne. Those who sought change supported Prince Favina, and those who wanted to maintain tradition supported Prince Lovia. Politicians did everything and anything to get their opinions across. The king and queen, who were supposed to remain neutral, actually supported these conflicts, and eventually fought each other for their own beliefs. The one who reigned victorious in the fierce political conflict, after banishing King Ulden and Prince Favina to Balatus, was Queen Romalda. Romalda didn't stop there. She formed the Allied forces with Prince Lovia as its head and cried out to start a Balatus expedition. But as the Allied forces marched on, the nations of Trom witnessed the power of runes and essences hidden in Balatus. Eventually, greed for those newfound powers caused the Alliance to fall in an instant. After hearing the news, Romalda promptly headed to Balatus. But she, too, found herself helpless against the plague. Yes, Queen Romalda from this story, and the Romalda of Simiswamp. Head over to the plague-ridden swamp. There, you will find a path to the Hall of Romalda. It's a relief to see that you're back. I was worried about you, but I guess that was unnecessary. How about you enjoy your stay at Simisby Cool until you leave? It's a small village, but it has everything you need. Try to at least stay for a few days. I feel a bit attached to you, so
Ah, this tea is really, really good.
If you're a rune hunter, you must have experienced the Zodiac. Zodiacs sure are a mysterious phenomenon. I also practiced runes in the past, and there was a time I felt joy in accessing the primal divinity through the Zodiac. But there's always a time of realization. The fact that the Zodiacs are just remnants of the past. Can you understand the concept of a shining star already being gone by the time those lights actually reach your eyes? I have dedicated so much time looking into the past, beyond my own times, that I have simply neglected the present. So do not bind yourselves to the past. Live your life in the present, and try to explore your current life. Find out what makes you feel passionate about life. Only that will lead you to true freedom. At least, that's what I believe in.
Salve, sir. Lately we have heard of strange activities in Nivis Mountains.
With Romualda defeated, the plague surrounding Sima Swamp became weaker. The Myrrh Tree restored its health with the care of the Simises, and the rune hunters who were in pain also began recovering. Pan seemed to be shaken by the old man's advice to not dwell in the past. You climb the mountains while thinking about Pan's past, which you know nothing about at the moment. As you raised your head, you started to see the light of Edvina glimmering from afar. With high hopes that this place will be a stronghold for your future adventures, you hurried towards the light.
Why are they on such high alert? Did something happen?
Who's there? Identify yourself!
Stop it. If it wasn't a plagued one, they wouldn't react that way. Are you coming over from Trom? You two, please join me. I'm sorry about what happened back there. But we're not exactly in the greatest situation. I am Havis, the village head of Advina. What brings you to our humble... Hold on a minute, Rune Hunter. What is that thing behind you?
The second coming, the fated revival is near. The one who shall grant life to the dead, and the one who shall lead us to a new and glorious kingdom. Salvation to the faithful! Death to the infidels!
What in the world? Where did you bring that plagued one from? Rune Hunter, this isn't a laughing matter. This is literally the last sanctuary remaining in Advina. The people are becoming restless. Can't you hear them whispering about the plague spreading soon? How could you be so careless? You will be held responsible for this. Oh my! Well, what a sight for sore eyes! All of us have been waiting for you, Your Highness. A lot has happened since you were last in the village. Everyone! Prince Favina is back! The gods have not abandoned us! We are truly saved!
My men are busy restoring the rune barrier. It's a job that requires as many hands as we... I'm sorry, but I would like to ask you to help Edvina a bit longer. I will try to calm the residents within the sanctuary. I'll do my very best to prevent any problems from rising. So there's no need to worry. So please, I want you to investigate deeper into the experiments that are taking place underground. This is an item that belongs to the Trier Royals. Only those of the royal bloodline are capable of wielding it. But how come you are in possession of this pendant? Test subject dropped it? That's impossible. This pendant belongs to Prince Levia. He carried it with him all the time. Wait. Does that mean Prince Levia fell to the pagans? There's not many who know that Prince Levia is alive. How did the pagans know? This must never be disclosed to anyone else. Since the rune barrier has been restored, it would be best to leave Edvina for the time being. One of our camps is located in the Nivis Mountains. There's too many ears around here, so let us talk there.
As the plagued ones disappeared along with the pagans, the people of Edvina began to find peace and started rebuilding their settlement. They will soon be able to enjoy life as it was before. You headed to Nivis Mountains, following the guide Favina sent. The tombstone you found along the way stated that the mountaintop is the closest point to the sky. Following those words, you climbed to the sky along a steep slope. Nivis Mountains is a place where snowstorms fall all year long and is known as the most dangerous area in Bellatus. As the path became more and more difficult, you found yourself wanting to know every detail about the mountains.
I had expected it to be cold when we left Edvina, but this is beyond cold. This frigid weather is really clearing up my mind, but I still don't recall anything. I hope that the mysterious power within Nivis Mountain...
I think it's time for you to hear my long story. Please talk to me when you are ready. I believe you guessed it already, but I am the Prince of Trier and the stepson of King Alden. I competed against Levia for the throne, but I was at a disadvantage in every way. After all, I was expelled to Bellatus by Queen Romalda. And since then, I hid here while searching for King Alden, who may be somewhere in Bellatus. But then, 10 years ago, the Trom Alliance began their expedition of Bellatus. I followed the shadows of the war and reached the field where the Alliance was fighting among themselves. And that's where I witnessed it. An armored man, summoning something to curse the lands. Everyone around that man struggled in pain from the plague and slowly died. That is how Bellatus became the land of the plague. The man then took the defeated Prince Levia and disappeared. Since then, I have been tracking down this man. His name is Salvus. I have no clue about his motives, but he is the one who continues to spread the plague in Bellatus. That is why I organized the militia, to fight against Salvus, and to seek clues about his whereabouts in Bellatus. And I found out that one of the sacred arms, which is the container for a god's power, was in Nivus Mountains. And that Salvus uses the power of Vesper, the god of disease, contained within the sacred arms to spread the plague. From the recent pagan incident in Advina, it became certain that he is the mastermind behind the Redanimo pagans. The only one who knows what happened to Levia and is connected to the plague is Salvus. I believe he is turning Redanimo into a massive legion of plagued in order to attack Trom one day. We are planning to find the sacred arms to contain the plague and to eliminate Salvus and Redanimo. That is why I'm determined to bring down Salvus and put an end to this tragedy. If you're interested, I want you to join the militia and help our cause. After hearing the news, I went to Calicorda. But Prince Levia was already gone. Even though we fought against each other for the throne, Levia is still my brother. I didn't expect him to fall like this because of Salvus.
Captain, it's the Glatchies again.
Very well. I'll think of something. I heard that you cleared the path towards the temple. That's an incredible discovery you've made. Oh, and Eric's told me that you're also interested in the sacred arms as well. As I told you before, our goal is to seal off the plague spreading across Bellatus. If we find a sacred arms during this journey, I'll give it to you after I take care of the plague. The sacred arms are sold at extremely high prices within the Trom continent. That should be enough to reward you for your efforts. All right, let's get going. Father? Oh no. What happened to you? I had only longed for the day to see you again.
Wait. You're...
Salvis!
It's been a while, Rune Hunter. I didn't expect to see you here. I suppose this is our fate as well. I really don't know what you're after, but it is clear that we're heading in different directions. I do not plan to yield, and I'm sure you are the same. Meaning, there's only one option left. I have to admit, you're certainly no slouch. You definitely have great potential. You're young, and you have the bravery to push forward. But even the most talented people have the tendency to overlook things. As you follow your path, try to look back once in a while.
After the pagans created the plague cloud, Bellatus experienced multiple land-shifting earthquakes. But when the plague that haunted Bellatus disappeared, the dead began to come back to life. When you did not return even after all of the other militias arrived, Favina realized that something bad had happened to you. Scouts were sent out to find you, and it was discovered that Salvis held you captive. You were put in a solitary room in Calicorda. In order to save you, as you remained unconscious, the militia and Pan headed towards Calicorda.
come in.
Thank you. Wake up. Open your eyes. Come on, please.
This won't do. Hold on.
Please help me!
I will not forgive you, son of a traitor!
This is why I believe our current forces will not be enough.
I understand.
You're back. I've never seen you around before.
Pagans!
Get going. Huh? You're the pagan spy!
What's the matter? This man tried to frame you. It's only fair to... Your enemy is my enemy. Please remember that I will always be at your side. Now, let's get going. We might be able to find a way to survive with the bulwark that... Good job. We should focus on delivering this news first. That should be all of the urgent matters. These soldiers will soon be relocated elsewhere. We should wait until then and secure an escape route out of Calicorda.
So, you're saying this made Glannis stronger? Eric's, do you know what this is? I've never seen it before.
This is...
That reminds me. I remember that Captain Poshi of Malofront. I may have memory issues, but I do remember this. Captain Poshi mentioned that there must be a clear reason that caused the Titan creature to grow to that. After hearing what Drillmaster Eric said, I'm thinking it's the tears of God that creates these Titan creatures. If we can check the other Titan creatures, we might be able to figure it out. Durka is often spotted near Malofront, which isn't that far from Calicorda. It wouldn't be bad.
All things that turned into life slaves came back to life and continued the onslaught. Many soldiers became exhausted from the endless battles, and desperation slowly began to develop amongst them. You, along with Pan and Weeper, headed to the waterway that connects Malofront and Calicorda. The place that was once filled with silent corpses is now filled with endless battles between the Aphros guards and the life slaves. Malofront was struggling against the revived Dimps and Wasteland bandits. The soldiers just kept on fighting this battle with no end in order to gain a slight time advantage.
We can help out the Aphros guards while we look for the Titan creature as you... I see that you're always giving your best at all that you do. I should follow your example and try helping out with what I can. Weeper seems shaken after what happened earlier. Why don't you check on him before you leave?
I was scared that you might get hurt. I don't know what I thought about it, but even if I go to Trom alone, I'll probably think... So please, look after yourself.
I've had my eyes on you for a while. The revival is not far. Are you prepared? I am prepared to offer everything I have for the one. If this is also Serpent's will.
Great work. This makes the second Tears of God in our possession.
Rune Hunter? Are we? There are a lot of scary creatures, and it's my first time riding. You have to hold my hand, just in case the sun...
You must be tired. How about you rest at our camp for the time being? William and Eric's are currently looking into anything that relates to the Tears of God. I already briefed Captain Poshi. You may leave once the sand...
Lance told me why you're looking for Durka. If the pagans were looking for Durka as well, it must be... And a friend of yours requested a Sandwalker, so I got it ready. Anyway, you have a lifetime pass for the Sandwalkers.
Kill them all! That is the only way we can reach the one.
Just hang on, Weeper. Everything will be fine.
It's worse than I thought. This is going to end up becoming critical at this rate. But there aren't any medical personnel in Bellatis who can take care of this child.
It's no hospital. But why don't we try visiting Simiswamp? The Simises might have something that can help Weeper.
With your help, the soldiers of Mallow Front were able to acquire enough time to reorganize and pray for the ones who fell to the life slaves. They are truly grateful for your help. You headed to Simis Be Cool with your companions. The situation at Simis Swamp was not different from other places. Creatures that have turned into life slaves threatened you at every corner. You made it to Simis Be Cool and met Kuroku. As the Simis who treated rune hunters infected by the plague, his knowledge about herbs accumulated over the years may be of help to Weeper.
That should do it for now.
The malicious are having trouble against the life slaves that are rising near their camp. I think I should go and help them out. So, could you please hand me the Tears of God you have? I believe the Tears of God will be of great help in Eric's and William's research.
So, Prince Favina took the Tears of God and I know your decision is for the greater good, but that means Weeper will... Even if the world is saved, it seems pointless if I'm all alone. You already knew that I always felt that way, since what happened in Ortimus.
The child is holding on, but time is running out.
What Liet said sounds like a Titan creature. I know the Simises are doing their best. But I think if we find a Titan creature somewhere in Simiswamp, can you use the Tears of God on Weeper? I'm begging you to try it if there's no other choice. What do you mean the militia were the ones killing the Simises? There's no reason for the militia to kill the Simises. It's not like they're helping out Salvis or the... There's one thing I couldn't understand since we came to Simiswamp. If Salvis is a pagan, like Prince Favina said, why did he try to save that Mertree? It doesn't make any sense. Without Mertrees, the plague will spread much more easily.
Oh no! You're You're saying those malicious killed the Simmons? And you just brought those horrible humans over here without even considering our position? You humans are always like that. You're always so unbelievably selfish. Simmons always help the humans. But how come humans never help the Simmons? Without the professor, we wouldn't have ever helped a human. You owe the professor a debt you'll carry to your grave.
I'm terribly sorry about what happened. But I do have something I want to ask you, Chief.
What is it?
What sort of person is this Professor Salvis? The militias told us that he's the one behind the pagans.
What did you say? You really are completely shameless. Oh, really? How can you even accuse him of such lies after all he did for you? I think the professor is somewhere near the Nivis Mountains. If you really want to know the truth, go find him and ask him yourself. Your utter lack of manners actually disgusts me. So please excuse me.
All right. I just need to transfer the energy from this. Don't worry. Liet wouldn't just abandon a sick child. It's faster to reach Nivis Mountains by going through the swamp rock. I'll take good care of the child, so don't get sick until...
You left Weeper behind at Simis Swamp and headed to Nivis Mountains. The best option you had was to believe in Kuruku and the Simises and pray for Weeper to get better. As you passed the cliff, you thought about what Pan said. The pagans spread the plague, and if Salvis was a pagan, there was no need for him to save the myrrh tree, which is used to treat the plague. You continued your journey and reached Nivis Mountains. The vast snowfield felt as if it had all sorts of hidden knowledge to share, but at the same time, the cold silence reminded you of the unforgiving environment.
Was this here before? I don't recall seeing this camp. I don't think the militia would make something like this. Huh?
Who are you?
Oh, you are the Ruin Hunter I met in Calicorda.
Brings you here. I didn't see your name on the list of rune hunters Captain Kristen gathered. You are looking for someone. And you don't seem to be, well, that might be wise. It's better not to trust anyone until you're... If you need a place to stay, you can use this place. This is a temporary camp, and we will be leaving soon.
How can he order rune hunters to gather at Nivis Mountains when Calicorda is being overwhelmed? Is there something more important than Calicorda to the... I really don't know what's going on. Do you have any... I'm hoping I'm not the only one who's confused. Even if I am, don't tell me that I'm the... Annihilated. I'm not sure what's going on, but that's definitely not good news. But after learning how the militia killed the Simises, I'm not really liking the idea. But even so, you'll probably go to the stormy snowfields. How can...
Shared their powers to create Trom and lived among their children. Everything was in harmony, and their children prospered under the blessing of the 12 gods. But there was a 13th being. The evil god serpents rose from the darkness of the light that came from the 12 gods. The 12 beings couldn't stand idle in the face of serpents, who shattered the balance and corrupted their children. The 12 beings tried to defeat the evil by sharing their powers contained within runes and essences, but they failed. In the end, the 12 beings decided to merge into one and return back to their beginning, their source, together with serpents. After a fierce battle, the soul of serpents was split into two and scattered into the world, and the 12 beings lost their bodies and names and fell into a deep slumber. Since serpents was born from the 12 gods, without the first beginning, serpents would not exist either. However, as time passed and as the children of Trom began to use the power of runes once again, they began to access the zodiacs, which in turn awakened the gods. But what they had not been aware of was that once divinity was restored, evil came along with it. Serpent's power brings back life. Rodonimo pagans believe that the return of serpents will promise an eternity of revivals. Ever since the life slaves began rising, the Rodonimo are killing as long as the power of serpents remains, that they seem to be trying to reach Trom with the life slaves from Bellatus. Or perhaps they have already thought of a way to massacre the people of Trom all at once.
That's enough child's play. Anything that loses its value should be thrown away. From now on, we shall only stride forward for the One's complete revival. Come and bleed for the One. That is your sole purpose for existing.
So you guys, are you saying that you have been working with the militia all along?
Kind of. Although I did sense something odd at Cineswamp.
If you've been with them since Calicorda, I can actually understand why Fred made such a scene out there.
Who is the leader of the militia?
It was Prince Favina. He had black hair and a strikingly pale face.
What?
Did I say something wrong?
Prince Favina? Are you sure about that?
What? What do you mean?
Despite being an adopted son, Prince Favina was famous for how much he looked like King Alden. There were even rumors saying Prince Favina was King Alden's illegitimate son. But King Alden had brown hair. Even though Prince Favina went missing, there are things that simply do not change. Salvis, are you all right?
I'm fine. But why are you here?
We obtained some information related to the Rodonimo, so we were on our way to the militia camp.
Our compatriots have accompanied us this far as our guides. We weren't familiar with Nivis Mountains, so their help is greatly appreciated.
It is dangerous here. How about we return to camp and talk there? I'm quite sure we will have a lot of stories to share.
I heard from the other rune hunters that you thought Prince Favina was leading them for a long time. Kristen and I thought you were part of... On the other hand, you thought we were working with the pagans. No matter the case, I came to Nivis Mountains in search of the sacred arms that the Rodonimo followers used to... Their plan was to massacre the people of Trom and turn them into life slaves. I sensed the strong presence of a sacred arms in the direction of the...
It's been a while. I'm surprised that you are still alive. Eric's... Look, the rune hunter you were so worried about is here.
No. Run.
Come at me, you little brat.
The sacred arms of Vesper.
Yes, this contains the power of one of the 12 primal beings, the god of poison and plague, Vesper. Depending on how you use it, this sacred arms can kill or save lives.
Professor! Simespicul is...
Something must have happened at Simespicul. Liet, what happened?
Professor, the human child woke up and...
Kristen made contact. He is waiting for us at Advina with the other rune hunters. I promise I will explain everything soon. But just trust me and head to Avina. Your friends will also be waiting for you there. I'll head there as soon as I'm done with my preparation.
The rune hunters of Nivis Mountain activated the sacred arms of Vesper together as Salvus instructed. The plague cloud which was heading towards Trom stopped, and the plague energy in the sky was once again sealed into the sacred arms. Weeper's attack burned down Simespicul, along with many Simises, including Liet. Facing the death of countless Simises with whom he spent many years together, Salvus moaned in anguish for a long time. Together with Salvus, you helped Simespicul recover and headed to Advina. On your way to Advina, your mind was filled with chaos and confusion.
Huh?
Oh, Rune Hunter.
Good to see you.
To explain everything, it would be necessary to tell the story of what I experienced. Before I completed the Zodiacs, I believed I had already reached the end. But what was beyond that light was the beginning of another. As I completed the Zodiacs, the souls of Serpens awakened once again. One part of Serpent's soul that was split into two remained dormant within my rune cast. That soul introduced itself as Dex, and it endlessly tried to whisper into my ears. I have spent my life trying to contain Dex. But then one day, during the Bellatus expedition, I discovered that another soul of Serpent's had revived. What I found in the battlefield was Serpent's other soul, a key, held within Prince Favina. Prince Lovia was doing his best to subdue a key, but he was nearing his limit. I could only think of one way to stop a key. Using the fact that the power of serpents cannot coexist with another gods, I began spreading the plague with the sacred arms of Vesper I found in Bellatus. As the plague spread, the life slaves lost their powers, and a key was forced out of Prince Favina's flesh. Then Prince Lovia asked me to seal up a key in his body instead. Afterwards, I entrusted Kristen to take care of Prince Lovia, and did everything I could to save Prince Favina's life. But then I realized, after taking care of everything, Dex, the voice which had continuously whispered into my ears, had disappeared. I suspect that he got away from me when I used the sacred arms of Vesper to get rid of Aki. Dex expanded the Rodonimo at a fearsome pace, and Aki disappeared after Lovia went missing. Aki and Dex are now taking action to become one again. In Advina, I've done everything I could to stop them. But this is now a task that I alone... Will you please lend this old man your strength?
Hello. Rune Hunter, I've waited for this moment to surprise you. I'm sure you have lots of questions for me. Now I can just tell from the expression on your face. This puzzled look and the perplexity with the kindness that still worries for me. I understand. To you, Rune Hunter, I probably only looked like a helpless child who depended on you. Did you know? We've actually ran into each other before, back at Calicorda. And when I saw those innocent eyes of yours behind the bars, I just couldn't resist pulling a prank on you. I mean, Rune Hunter, I knew you'd do anything to help me out. Although I didn't expect you to care for the greater good when I was dying. Even if you were in a hurry, how could you give all the tears of God to Dex?
It pleases me that you're so naive.
Why are you making that face? I thought you would be happy to see me. Please don't think ill of me. I was only being faithful to the memory Aki gave me. At least my actions were truly based on the memories of the actual princes. Is there anything more important than memory when you're trying to steal someone's fate? I think it's a much better standard compared to appearances, which can change. Don't you agree? Well, in that sense, there's nothing worth believing in this world. Just like the 12 beings of Tron that are said to have created this world. Evil cannot have children once it's born, or so they say. How does that even make sense when I already exist? Don't you think it's time to accept the facts? The light of the 12 gods. Just because I was born from its dark side, I was split into two. Just like the princes who were split because of the conflicts within the Triad Kingdom that seemed peaceful on the outside. You will also realize it one day, Zodiac Walker. That the light you had believed in this horrendous world was in fact the void all along.
careful!
We'll meet again soon.
Pan's breathing normally now, but he's still... I believe my powers are not enough to look after Pan. Talk to me after you take care of your business in Bellatus. I'll make...
With Serpents gone, the red moon in the sky disappeared. Corpses that turned into life slaves lost their strength and started to collapse. Kristen announced the location of Saludo and the Zodiac development device to all rune hunters of the Trom via the Rune Hunter Guildmaster, Camilla. Since then, Saludo had an influx of adventurous rune hunters surging in to take on the challenge. Yet, the whispers of Serpents still linger within you. Although you still do not fully understand what it could mean, you sense that your journey has not reached its end just yet.